Okay, good. Okay, welcome everybody. I hope you had a good break. We took last week off, so I hope none of you came. So my name is Chandra Easton. This is my Tuesday night regular slot. We have an ongoing theme of exploring a root text on the classic Mahayana or Great Vehicle teachings called the 7-point training of the mind by Cheikawa Yeshe Dorje. Cheikawa Yeshe Dorje. And we're kind of near the end of it. We have about 10 more of these pithy one-liners, instructions that we'll continue to explore over the coming weeks. One announcement is that this Tuesday class falls on the holiday schedule. It's like Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve. So we're going to take a 2-week break. I won't be here for the New Year's Eve time. I doubt anybody's going to want to come on Christmas Eve. The odds, I mean, maybe we're not Christian. I mean, I'm not, but I still celebrate it. I was raised Buddhist, but my mom loves Christmas and Jesus. So, we're ecumenical. But I thought probably wise not to hold class on Christmas Eve. So we'll have a couple more classes and then we'll take a 2-week break. Not a lot of things happening this weekend at the Alembic. Usually we have a lot of events, but there's a private event. So don't come here this weekend looking for a good time. You will probably not be let in unless you're participating in some private event. I don't know what that is. Okay, great. So all of you have been given the handout when you registered at the door. You probably have 2. One of them is the chant sheet. And how many people are new tonight? Maybe a couple faces. Good. Welcome. Yeah. Are you new to the Alembic or just new to this class? Just this class. Alembic? Just this class. Got it. Good. So this is these chants that you see on the sheet are chants that we do every week. So if you come regularly, you will start to learn them and feel more comfortable in the sound of them. The first one is a Narayani prayer. That's a shloka, a verse from a famous Hindu tantric text called the Devi Mahatmya. It's a text that celebrates the divine names of the goddess and her many forms. And this shloka is dedicated to the goddess as Narayani. So you can see here the first line says, I bow to Narayani, the goddess, who takes away the afflictions of all. She is the refuge of the downtrodden, and she is the very act of turning toward the supreme. And I haven't taught the pronunciation for this in a while. It would be nice to do it even for the people who've learned it a while back, because sometimes it can get a little rusty. So we'll focus on the pronunciation right now on this. So the first word, sharanagata, sharana has the S with the accent aigu over the top, which makes it a sha, like a retroflexive sha. So shara, and then na, the N has a dot under it. So you curl the tongue back and touch the tip of the tongue at the upper palate. So shara na. Sharana. Yeah, sharana. And you see that A has a line over it, and that means you hold it for 2 beats instead of 1. So sharana gata. Say after me. Sharana gata. You see how the gata is 2 short A's. Sharana gata. Sharana gata. Dinarta. So that's not tha, it's an aspirated T. So dinarta. Good. So sharana means refuge. Some of you may know the Sharanam Gacchami. It's the classic I take refuge in the Buddha Dharma Sangha prayer. So it's a common Sanskrit word. Sharana plus agata means having arrived, agata, at refuge. So taking refuge. I'm taking refuge is a more kind of simple way. And then dinarta is kind of a compound word that means because of being downtrodden. So sometimes with Sanskrit, we build things backwards. So it's like because of being downtrodden, I go for refuge. Like, when I'm down and out, I need some help. Basically, that's what the first line means. I'm acknowledging that the world isn't always a nice, easy environment to be in. And sometimes when we need help, we can turn towards the great Devi as Narayani to ask for support, for protection, for help. So paritrana, everyone. Paritrana. Again, you see the N with the dot and the A with the long. So paritrana, good. Parayane, good. Paritrana, parayane. So paritrana means like completely saving. Paritrana means completely saving. Parayane means to turn towards the Supreme. So I turn towards you, the Supreme One who completely, who is this, who completely saves beings, who takes away the afflictions of all, is one way of saying it. Actually, the lines are switched around a little bit. Then sarvasyarti, say it after me. Sarvasyarti, good. Hare Devi. Let's finish off. Narayani, that's her name. Namostute. So namostute means I bow. So it's Narayani namostute. I bow to Narayani. Narayani namostute. I'm bowing down to you, Narayani. The great Devi, Hare Devi. So Hare means to take away. So she's the Devi, the goddess. Devi means goddess, who takes away the afflictions of all. Sarvasyarti is the afflictions of all. Sarva means all. Ayarti is take away afflictions. So essentially the translation is there for you. So we're bowing to Narayani Namostute, the goddess, the Devi, who takes away the afflictions of all. Sarvasyarti. And then she is the refuge of the downtrodden. Sharanagata dinarta. She is the refuge of the downtrodden. And she is the very act of turning towards the Supreme. Paritrana parayane. So it's an interesting translation that, in a sense, when we turn towards the Supreme, we are actually in her graces. It's like I love this image of the mere turning towards her is an act of like embodying her or unifying our minds with the great goddess. That's an interesting thing to feel. So repeat after me. We'll go line by line. Sharanagata dinarta, paritrana parayane, sarvasyarti hare devi, Narayani namostute, Narayani namostute. Good. So we'll do it with the tambura for a little bit. So let's take a moment to feel the sound of the tambura, this stringed instrument often used for meditation, contemplation, chanting, prayer. The sound waves enter you, soothe you. And let's make the sound a few times, MMM. Let's inhale. Sharanagata Dinartha. Repeat after me. Sharanagata Dinartha. Paritrana Parayane. Paritrana Parayane. Sarvasyarti Hare Devi. Sarvasyarti Hare Devi. Narayani Namostute. Narayani Namostute. Together. Sharanagata Dinartha. Paritrana Parayane. Sarvasyarti Hare Devi. Narayani Namostute. Sharanagata Dinartha. Paritrana Parayane. Sarvasyarti Hare Devi. Narayani Namostute. Sharanagata Dinartha. Paritrana Parayane. Sarvasyarti Hare Devi. Narayani Namostute. Sharanagata Dinartha. Paritrana Parayane. Sarvasyarti Hare Devi. Narayani Namostute. Sharanagata Dinartha. Paritrana Parayane. Sarvasyarti Hare Devi. Narayani Namostute. Sharanagata Dinartha. Paritrana Parayane. Sarvasyarti Hare Devi. Narayani Namostute. And now praying to Ganesha, remover of obstacles, bestowing wisdom, learning. I won't break down this prayer tonight. Maybe next week we'll do that line by line. Tonight you can just follow along if you're new. The English is below. I'll call and you can respond. And then we'll do it together. Vakratunda Mahakaya, Vakratunda Mahakaya, Surya Koti Samaprabha, Surya Koti Samaprabha, Nirvignam Kurume Deva, Nirvignam Kurume Deva, Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada, Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada. Vakratunda Mahakaya, Surya Koti Samaprabha, Nirvignam Kurume Deva, Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada, Vakratunda Mahakaya, Surya Koti Samaprabha, Nirvignam Kurume Deva, Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada, Vakratunda Mahakaya, Surya Koti Samaprabha, Nirvignam Kurume Deva, Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada, Vakratunda Mahakaya, Surya Koti Samaprabha, Nirvignam Kurume Deva, Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada, Vakratunda Mahakaya, Surya Koti Samaprabha, Nirvignam Kurume Deva, Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada, Vakratunda Mahakaya, Surya Koti Samaprabha, Nirvignam Kurume Deva, Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada, Vakratunda Mahakaya, Surya Koti Samaprabha, Nirvignam Kurume Deva, Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada, Vakratunda Mahakaya, Surya Koti Samaprabha, Nirvignam Kurume Deva, Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada, Vakratunda Mahakaya, Surya Koti Samaprabha, Nirvignam Kurume Deva, Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada, Vakratunda Mahakaya, Surya Koti Samaprabha, Nirvignam Kurume Deva, Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada, Vakratunda Mahakaya, Surya Koti Samaprabha, Nirvignam Kurume Deva, Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada, Vakratunda Mahakaya, Surya Koti Samaprabha, Nirvignam Kurume Deva, Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada. Now we'll recite his mantra, which goes Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. 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 Okay, so now we'll shift into a little bit of movement before we do our sit. We're going to start from a seated position. And all you'll need to do is make some space in front of you so you can stretch your legs out. See my cabot socks. Okay, so flex your feet. And if you need to be up on a bolster like I am to get a little height, you can also bend your knees a little bit if you need to. But you want to be sitting up as straight as possible. And you can use your hands to hold you up. Yeah, so try to be kind of lifted with the chest. Yeah, good. So we're going to do some movements that are good for the nerves and the circulation throughout the legs into the feet. How many people have feet stuff? Like ankles or a toe or neuropathy or you know what I'm saying? Edema, whatever you've got. These types of movements are good for all of that. So first, from the flexed feet, all you're going to do is bend the toes of the right foot and then the left, the right and the left. Just the toes, Marianne. Oh, you guys aren't listening. So I see a bunch of you doing that. We're not doing this. Keep the feet flexed. Simon says, bend the right toes, then the left, then the right, and then the left. Good. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Now you get to point your toe. Right, left, right, left. 3, 4. We do 10 reps. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. So have your hands next to your side and hold up your, that's right. Fingers pointing forward. That's it. Now from here to the left, so you're going clockwise, circle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and reverse. 1, 2, good. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Now take your right foot, cross it over the left thigh. Hold on to the tops of the toes. If you don't have socks on, you have a kind of a benefit. You can weave your fingers in between your toes and get some added benefit there, stimulation. Either way, you're going to start to rotate. And so you're holding the toes with your left hand. And then the right hand is pressing from the ankle all the way up along the calf. And then as you reverse the circles, work your way back down the calf. And you're breathing nice and even breath. Yeah, good. Yeah, and then other side. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Now take the toes. I mean, ideally we wouldn't have socks on. You could really put your fingers in between your toes, but some of us don't want to take off our socks. So the right hand is behind the knee. The left hand is holding the toes. Yeah. So you're sitting up nice and tall. Your shin is parallel with the floor. Yeah. So not like this, but the hand, it's just the hand holding it. Why? Because you're going to need the movement. Start to circle the foot. It's like you're just making a flat circle in one plane with the foot. The main point of this is to get the head of the femur to rotate in the socket of the hip. So the main movement is actually coming from the hip. You see? Okay, and reverse. Good. 3, good. 4. So reach your hand around the outer. No, you're going like this. So reach over. Yes. And then let's say we're done. Okay, other side. Grab the toes, grab the back of the thigh. Foot is up, flex the foot of the other leg, be nice and strong through the spine. And then 1, 2, clockwise, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's better. 10. Good. Reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And release. Shake out your knees.
Feels a little taboo. I've been told we're not supposed to point our feet at teachers.
I know. It's okay. It's okay. I don't care. I don't mind. I know it does. You're like, I know when I'm with my Dharma teacher, I'm always like, I'm just going to go like this. Or, they say you can also do that. Like if you're sleeping and there's a shrine over there, you can just cover your feet. But for here, this is like yoga. Yoga class, everything's good. Feet are great. I honor the feet. I bow down to the feet. I honor your feet. Okay, so now we come to the right side again. And if, as much as you can, bring this foot in so that the heel comes near the navel, and then you lay the top of the foot down on top of the thigh. It's okay if the knee is up a little bit. Be gentle with that knee. The movement, again, should be happening from the hip, not the knee, okay? So the left hand is stabilizing the foot. The right hand is holding the outer knee up, so you're kind of supporting it. And you're going to draw it in towards you. Let's flex the straight leg, keep it firm, and then gently release it down as far as it will go without straining the knee. Inhale. So again, we're working with the hip and maintaining mobility through the hip. But we have to always listen to the knee. The movement comes from the hip, not the knee. Let's say that's 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. And then the other side. I like to bring my foot in like it's on a platter with my hands, but listening to my knee all the while and letting the rotation happen from the hip. Bring the heel in and then lay the top of the foot down on the thigh. Yeah. So if this feels good to you, but it's hard, you can do more reps at home. So first hug. I like to sometimes just hug. My left side is tighter, so I can spend more time here. And then exhale, release. Inhale. Just breathing at a natural rhythm. Do 2, 3, 4. Sitting up tall. 5. Good. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Relax. Shake it out. Good. So now take a comfortable cross-legged position or lotus if that's easy for you. So now we come up and we work with the neck. So exhale, release the chin down. The shoulders are relaxed. Breathing naturally, turn to the right, around, and to the left. 2, we'll do 5 reps. 3, 4, 5, and reverse. 1, relax the jaw, relax the ridge of the shoulders, and breathe into the belly. 3, 4, small circles are fine if you have neck sensitivities, and 5. Come to center. Inhale as you release the head back, and then forward. Back, forward, back, forward. Last one, back and forward. Then right ear to the right shoulder. 1, 2, moving from side to side. 3, 4, And come to center. Good. Exhale. Take the palms of the hands, the crease of the hips, pressing down, and roll the shoulders forward, up, back, and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And reverse. 1. Good. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now inhale, bring the hands, interlace the fingers, and then bring the heels of the palms together. Relax the shoulders down the back. Rotate the wrists. 1, 2, 3. You're double timing it. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And reverse. 1, 2. Sit up nice and tall. 5, 6. Interlace your fingers. Interlace the fingers. Can you can't? Very good. Good. Modifying is good. And 10. Good. Release the hands down and pivot to the right and then the left. Right and the left. Right and left. Let the head turn. Feel the rotation throughout the whole spine. Good. And then last time, coming to center, hands on the thighs, circle the navel. 1, 2, 3. You can do bigger movements if that feels good for your spine. I'm working through a spinal injury, so I'm making my movements small, but you can go bigger. And 10. Reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now let's try something different than last time. Take your knees. Can you all widen the knees now and doing like siddhasana? It's like easy pose. Yeah, I wonder. It's going to be harder if you're up high. So the thing that's nice about this movement, would you mind coming up here again and showing it? Yeah, I can't do it. I miss it. You can do it Mandy's way. It's okay. Do it Mandy's way. It's fine. You've been doing it my way now. All right. It's not just my way. It's also their way too. There were different iterations. So she studied with the same teachers that I've studied with. She studied with a teacher, a student of the teachers. Yes. Have you studied with Chandra and Emma? No. In any case, there are different iterations of this movement. So thank you for demonstrating, my dear. Okay, so this is a side bending movement. So she'll do one to each side, and then you guys can just join in after she goes to the next time. So see how the shoulder is starting to come down towards the right knee. So she inhales back up, exhales down. You can keep watching if you need to. Inhale. See how her hands are gliding? So the left arm is straight. Then as she comes up, the right hand comes to the right knee, and that arm is straight. That's it. Good. Inhale, come up. Exhale, really folding from the navel. So you're inhaling up. Good. Exhaling down. The main point is that you're feeling it along the side body that you're turning away from. Just keep going. And bow the head. Carson, keep the hands on their respective knees. Yeah, that's it. Keep it there. That's it. Then inhale up. There you go. Exhale down. There. A few more times. Good. Robin, when you come up completely and then bend from the navel and fold down to the other side. Last time to the right and to the left is your last side. And then coming up to center. Now just come up to center. Yeah. And then exhale, fold forward. Walk the hands forward. Take about 5 breaths here. Good. Thank you. Good. Stay. Don't come up. Not you guys. I'm just letting her go. You're down. You're up and down. I thought you were anxiously going like, can I get up too? Good. No. And if you're in a chair and if you want to, you could stand up off the chair and then just bow forward, get a release for the low back, if that feels good for your body. Yeah, that's it. Let's do one more big breath here and really release the forehead towards the floor. And then slowly come up. Good. Good. So the feet are one in front of the other. Let's all take an inhalation. Fold the wrist too. And then bow like a sheep. Bow. Shake out the whole torso. Inhale 2 more times. And bow. Last one. Let it all out. Good. Inhale, hands together. Exhale, bowing. And then inhale, back up. Okay, any questions about those movements? We're going to go right into meditation now, but we've done this a couple of times. This is a variation on the seated warm-ups and found in a style of yoga I used to teach all the time called shadow yoga. I've modified it a bit. I've added in some qigong moves that I learned when I was healing from my sciatica. All of the foot stuff we did at the beginning is from qigong. So I do this at home. It's good as a standalone practice, or before you go out running or doing yoga, but also just good to do before you sit in meditation too. Yeah. How does your body feel? You feel a little bit more ready to sit still, right? Doesn't take a lot. And you can do more repetitions. You don't have to just do 10. You could double it, triple it, quadruple it, so on for each move. Okay, so let's go ahead now and find a comfortable seat. Because we did a longer chanting at the beginning, we won't do a super long sit. We'll do about 20 minutes, and then we'll have a Dharma talk. All right, so let's get comfortable. Make sure you're in a good, supportive position, and then allow the eyes to close. And finding that stillness after the movement, feeling the quality of just simply arriving naturally in a comfortable meditative space, giving yourself this gift. And taking some intentional, deep, luxurious breaths, releasing with the out-breath, tension, extraneous holding. Just being aware that often if we have an active mind in our daily life, an ambitious mind, a goal-driven mind, it's very easy to bring that attitude into our meditation. So as much as possible, if you have any of that on your shoulders or in your body, mind, with the out-breath, put it down. Just put it down. And cultivate, one could say, a bit more of a yin approach to life, a more receptive, calming, introverted, quiet space to balance the yang, the action, the surface solar energy in our lives. This balance of yang and yin. Meditation is very yin in that we're still, we're going inward, just like the sap of the trees goes inward during the cold winter months. We can feel ourselves also turning inward as the weather gets colder. And cultivating that inner central heating, that central channel, the center of your being, nourished with each breath as you draw your attention inward. And And feeling this quality of being in the moment, letting go of thoughts of the past or future. See if you can rest in that space in between thought. From breath to breath, mindfulness grows and builds within you, kindling your awareness that illuminates everything it turns towards. And so we're turning this light of awareness to the inner space, the inner world, the sensations of the breath as it moves in and out of the body in a natural and unforced rhythm. So let go of any control of the breath. Let go of the tension in the jaw. Let go of the tension in the base of your skull. Let go of the tension in the face, the shoulders, the whole body. And relaxation is the first ingredient of meditation. Let the out-breath carry any tension out of you. No need to hold. And each in-breath nourishes that inner sap of vitality, the soma, the amrita, the juice that courses through the veins, through the tissues, and also the subtle energy within the channels. The inhale nourishes and turns you inward. The exhalation spreads and releases what's not needed. And checking your posture gently. Let the tongue find its way to rest of the upper palate. Relax the lower jaw away from the upper jaw. Notice how the release through the jaw helps to release the base of the skull, the brainstem. The parasympathetic nervous system comes online, rebalances. The kidneys, the liver, the digestion, everything begins to feel more spacious, and able to do its functions naturally as the body wants. Release tension from the waist, the hips, the back, the pelvis. And from this quality of spacious relaxation, it's very easy to get a little too loose and drift into distraction or laxity and dullness. So now let's introduce a gentle touch of counting the breath, a little different than we normally do. We're breathing, and with each breath, we count at the top of the inhalation internally, quietly to yourself. In silence, you count. At the top of the in-breath, 1. Then exhale, let go of the count, just attending to the sensations of the breath. Then inhaling, a light touch, a count 2 at the top of the breath. Exhale, feeling the sensations of the breath. You'll do that. Don't start yet, but you'll start in a moment and you'll count from 1 to 10. And then from 10 back down to 1. And see if you can do this without losing count. And if you lose count, it's okay, but you'll just start again. Threading the eye of the needle of concentration, creating stability, the second quality of meditation. And let's begin. And when you've completed, let go of the counting, but maintain that concentration on the breath. Maintaining stability within relaxation. And even with fine stability amidst relaxation, we can grow a little stagnant. So, the third ingredient to meditation is clarity, luminosity, clear and lucid aspect of mind. Can brighten the clarity if it's dull, as if turning the dial up on the light. Or if it's too bright, you can also dim it a little. Find a nice equilibrium. It's a quality of wakefulness. The wakeful, luminous aspect of your own mind shines through amidst the stability, the concentration, and the deep relaxation. Can you feel those three qualities: relaxation, stability, and clarity within you now? Releasing distraction as soon as you notice. Stay with the flow of the breath. You may attend to the sensations as it flows all the way in through the whole arc of the breath, soothing the body with each in and out breath. So let's come back together. Sometimes it's nice to simplify. Usually we have a more robust arc of progression in one sit, but because we did a 20-minute sit, we did just like the first aspect of what we often do in this class, which is calming the mind, first establishing some form of relaxation, because it's so important. You come to meditation tense or uncomfortable, you're not going to enjoy it and you're not going to want to do it again. And also the good qualities of bliss, joy, healing don't really show up. So relaxation, then concentration, aka stability. And that's why I introduced the counting. It's a wonderful tool for creating stability when the mind is all over the place. Doesn't mean you need to do it all the time in every session, but you can do it when you need it. Did you feel that? Did it help you focus your mind? Counting? Were you able to do 1 to 10 and then back down to 1 without getting lost? It's okay if you did. Some of you were able to, you can be honest, some of you maybe weren't able to. But now you get to know, oh, that was harder than I thought. Maybe I should try that more often, you know? And then you could do it again and again and again. You could do it 2, 3, 4, 5 times through. See, the effect will go deeper with you the more you do it. But today was a short sit, so I didn't want to make you count the whole time. And then there's the quality, the third aspect, which is clarity, that luminosity. Because we can get dull. This stability is nice, but it can be kind of numbing. You can kind of coast. There's a kind of a plateau that can happen. And so that's when it's important to say, okay, so now it's time to turn up the clarity dial. Did you feel that? Yeah? The dial is a helpful thing. It's also good for chronic pain and anxiety. You can turn down the pain signals too. This is used a lot in therapy. So it's interesting that I first learned about the dial from Alan Wallace, my shamatha teacher. This clarity, turning it up a little bit when you need it. And then surfing those 3 elements, big wave, with all those 3 qualities. And that's how we cultivate shamatha. Shamatha, calm abiding, quiescence practice, foundation of all Dharma practice. If the mind isn't stable, relaxed, and clear, deity yoga, mantra recitation, visualization, other Mahamudra, Dzogchen, these more advanced practices won't have a good foundation, let alone Vipassana. Because you might have flashes of insight with Vipassana, but they won't stick without the shamatha stability. But likewise, the shamatha, if you just do shamatha without the Vipassana, you won't uproot the seeds of suffering, the kleshas. So we need vipassana, we need deep insight into nature of mind, the nature of suffering, the nature of reality. And that's where the fundamental transformation occurs. So the Buddha taught shamatha, vipassana, hand in hand. Yes.
I'm just trying to figure out the difference between some of these different qualities.
Yeah.
So in my personal sense, I'm usually pretty good at being able to count my breaths. The problem is, it's almost like I'm just too good at multitasking. So when I'm doing that, I'm also like thinking about other things.
Yeah.
Is that so? What is that related to the focus versus the clarity, or is that just like not enough focus, like still, or what? I'm not really sure.
It's sort of like not enough relaxation because
Okay.
you're still dispersed within the agitation, or it's called gupa, which is excitation. I mean, it might not feel like excitation to you, but it's the mind going everywhere in different directions. So you need to continue to harness and centralize your attention through the breath practice. Um, I have that too. I can count and I can do other things at the same time. So I have to be very careful not to just be like, yeah, I counted.
Yeah.
Yeah, easy. So there's also the faculty of mindfulness and introspection. Remember, we talked about that a few weeks ago. These qualities of like, you have about 85% of your awareness is mindful of the breath, if that's your anchor, which it was. And then about 15% of your attention is introspection. So from time to time, checking up. Am I just counting and feeling the sensations? All you need to do in this practice is, as usual, feel the sensations of the arc of the breath. I usually teach the full arc of the in and the out breath, so you feel the subtle sensations as it's moving through your body. Some traditions teach paying attention to the breath sensation above the lip, between the nostrils and the lip. Others, like Zen, says focus on the sensation of the breath in the belly. But as you know, I've taught you the Buddha's phrase, soothing the field of the body. Breathe in, soothing the field of the body. Breathe out. So it's a whole field. Tactile sensation, that's your main focus. But then you have the counting to help hook you even more. This is for the mind that needs it. Something else to do. And so that above all else, that's what you're doing, those two things. And when other thoughts of making the grocery list and all that come in, I never make grocery lists, by the way. I don't know why people say that. Maybe other people make grocery lists during meditation. It just came to me because people say it all the time. The other thoughts come in just like any other mindfulness practice. You're relaxing, you're releasing and letting go, letting go.
Okay, so then I guess that I'm not
Sure what clarity is. Oh, then I guess I'm not sure what clarity
That's
is.
what it is.
Is
Yeah. So what's interesting, what's so cool about the clarity, because clarity is like a bridge into Rigpa. Clarity is like an intrinsic nature of our pristine awareness, Rigpa, Buddha nature. Like even in the early sutras, like the Lankara Sutra, the Mahayana Sutras, where you start seeing discussions of Buddha nature appearing, they actually don't say Buddha nature, they say luminous mind. They say the luminous mind. Well, luminosity or selva is the word in Tibetan, clarity, luminosity. I like to say like radiance. It's like the mind, wherever you turn, it's illuminating, right? It's a function of buddhi. It's the function of the mind. Some say the intellect to illuminate whatever it turns towards. It's like the ever shining sun, but it's your mind. And so you're tuning into that. In a sense, you're kind of getting out of the way so that luminosity can shine forth. You get out of the way by dropping into deeper states of relaxation and concentration, and then that luminosity starts to shine through with more clarity. You can tap into it. It's not like you're creating it. It's actually like you're getting out of the way so it can shine through. And then you let that can be the bridge into, because it's that clarity and luminosity that then you can harness to investigate who is meditating, who's thinking. It's vipashyana, that's insight. So there's a lot there.
Yeah, I resonate with when you say luminosity. That
That's
brings it out more, I think.
Yeah. It's equally as valid of a translation for this term, selva. I say it a lot because it's such a beautiful, because it also means to dispel. Selva, I mean to dispel, to clear up, to clarify, to illuminate. There's a lot of ways that word can be used. Yeah.
I feel like clarity sometimes also registers as bliss for me. And then
Yeah, interesting. Yes.
So I'm just curious how you
Yes.
differentiate between the two.
Well, when you start to drop into the natural clarity of mind, it opens up the portal for bliss, because that your true nature is bliss. blissful. And so, but it can also, because the light, the Sambhogakaya dimension is the dimension of light and bliss. It's complete enjoyment dimension. So you're tapping into that aspect, the subtle aspect of the luminosity of your own mind, because on the Sambhogakaya level, the three kaya, you guys remember this teaching on the three kayas I gave a long time ago? When we're talking about the quality of Rigpa, the Dharmakaya, the absolute dimension, its essence is empty. The Dharmakaya aspect of your own Rigpa, its essence is empty of any solidity. And then the Sambhogakaya, the next step into manifestation, is the complete enjoyment body or dimension. Body is weird. But complete enjoyment dimension, which is its nature's luminosity. It's the same word, selva. So you're touching in on, there is that bridge. We experience selva, this luminous clarity, as bliss. And then the Nirmanakaya aspect of Rigpa is, do you remember? It's like an unimpeded, ever effulgent love. It's compassion. They say Maha Karuna, the great compassion. But also love. They say love. It's love. It's because that's our nature. It's love. We're here to love, be loved. We are love. Like the Buddhists would say that too, in that kind of roundabout way. So you're tapping into that Sambhogakaya, which is interesting because it's connected to the throat chakra. So through singing, that's why I love to sing, because it brings about bliss and joy. Like, the church knows it. Religious traditions know it. And that's like the subtle aspect. It's like the materiality of our body meeting the immateriality of our mind, converging into expression. Sambhogakaya, the throat chakra opening, it's complete enjoyment body manifesting. So there's so many aspects of this, and I was gonna get to the 45th slogan tonight. I was like, my best intention is to get to the slogan, but it's always so juicy coming out of meditation. So is that everything for you? Yeah. So see, even within shamatha, a lot can happen. It's not just a beginner's boring practice, although it can feel like that sometimes. But how can you open up to these different dimensions and the beauty and magic and pleasure and bliss? Meditation is meant to be pleasurable. We feel so much satisfaction, contentment when we have a regular practice. It's the biggest gift. It's like the happiest you'll ever feel is after a good sit. It's a kind of a happiness that nothing else gives us. So commit to a daily practice. Do this or some other technique that you like. Give that gift to yourself, even if it's for 10, 20, 30 minutes a day. Okay, so we are on the mind training slogan. We have our last 10 minutes or so. We'll touch in on this. I think we can do a lot, 10 minutes. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, we're on the slogan 45, but we didn't finish the whole thing, right? Who wants to read 45 out loud? Loud and proud? Go ahead, someone. 45. I know the pages are stapled in a weird way, so everybody's always like, wait, where's 45?
I'll do it to transport
Carson.
the mic.
Yeah, good. Okay, good.
Take on the three principal causes.
Right, take on the three principal causes. Okay, so we started to unpack this before, right? Didn't we? The first, I think I laid them out. The first one is having a good teacher. Principal cause. That's what they're talking about here, the three principal causes of a successful Dharma practice. a good Dharma practice, a fruitful Dharma practice. The first is to have a good teacher, a lama, a guru, a kalyana mitra. Kalyana mitra means spiritual friend. So someone who can help guide the way. They say, like the Buddha said, I'm like a physician. I help the sick, the people who are suffering in samsara. And so like a physician, we hopefully go to a good doctor who can cure us of our ills. So likewise, finding a good teacher is very important. They check in on you and they help you make adjustments. I was just rereading in a classic, beautiful text by Patrul Rinpoche, a text called The Words of My Perfect Teacher. Words of My Perfect Teacher. And he talks about the qualities of a good teacher. So we all need to know that, right? We need to know what we deserve, and not settle for charlatans. Have you seen Breath of Fire on Hulu? Okay, you might want to watch it. You might not want to watch it.
Kundalini.
The Kundalini is an example of someone not to follow, and it's all out there, but it's interesting how it's not always easy to see a false or a sort of a corrupt teacher in the beginning. So this text, The Words of My Perfect Teacher, it made me think of like, oh, wow, that was really, all these qualities that Patrul Rinpoche was listing was really missing with, what's his name? I won't say his name. What's his name? Why is it escaping me? No, that was Sri Rajneesh. That's the other one. It's a Yogi Tea guy. Yogi Bhajan. Okay, you guys should watch this because it's like a cultural history of Eastern religion coming to the West and how it can seem great, and then if it's not being held with integrity by an authentic teacher, it can do a lot of damage. I always knew there was something fishy, and I had students who had studied with him, but I didn't know the extent of it. Okay, so we need to be careful. We need to be careful. Compassion. So a teacher who has bodhicitta, it's really important. A teacher who's just out for their own ego or for, it seems so intelligent, intelligence is important and that's good. But if the heart isn't there, that's not an element necessary in a qualified teacher. They have to be compassionate and responsive to their students. So a teacher who can teach individuals according to their capacity and their needs. That's another quality of a good teacher. Someone who has done the practices and brought them to fruition, showing signs like wisdom and compassion. Other signs of ideally fully achieving full liberation, or at least getting close. Studying the sutras and the tantras, putting them into practice, all of these qualities in classical Buddhism, especially Vajrayana Buddhism, if you're going to get a guru, right? In Tantra, it's about guru. And when you study with a guru in the world of Tantra, you're supposed to, I think this is a high bar and a lot of people don't do this so much anymore, but back in the day, I remember I mentioned this 333, the 9-year progress of really checking out a teacher for that long. That's for the guru. For Kalyana Mitra, the stakes are lower, or less. But the stakes are high with a guru. Why do you think that is? Remember, Vajrayana is a swift path, right? It's like walking the double-edged swords. It's dangerous. And
because the point is to totally trust the guru?
Yeah, you're supposed to see the guru as the Buddha. So, 9 years, check him out, or her out, check them out. And there's actually something really beautiful that can happen if you're able to do that. It sounds like bullshit, honestly. I think a lot of us are jaded. I'm jaded. I have had an incredible teacher who, I mean, His Holiness the Dalai Lama, I consider one of my root teachers. And I can see him as Avalokiteshvara, as an emanation, as an expression, channeling. Because Avalokiteshvara is love. He's living, he's basically that Buddha is an embodiment of love and compassion. And so His Holiness the Dalai Lama does that, is that. So I can see the Dalai Lama as Avalokiteshvara. That's what the Tibetans do. And there's so many immense blessings that can come when you trust and you have faith. That faith we've talked about isn't just blind faith. It's a faith that comes from study, testing, time, and confidence, because you've seen the benefits of the teachings and of the teacher, the gifts that they give. So many beautiful blessings and like mind-to-mind transmission can happen when the relationship is good and when the teacher is qualified and when the student is also worthy or qualified. But that's rare. It's very rare. So we have to be careful. So the most thing is that a teacher is learned, walks the talk, is compassionate, not greedy, not out for their own fame and wealth. It's very important to be wary of teachers in the beginning. Test them out. Challenge them. And then the second principal cause is to have a workable mind, to have a malleable, open, workable mind, not something that's stuck and stubborn or closed or too critical, right? Some critical is good, but too critical can shut us off. Have you ever felt that? Like, oh, I can't do that. This is bullshit. I can't do it. But it's such a lonely place to be like that. I've been like that. So a workable mind, but an intelligent, discerning mind, of course. A workable mind, in order to have, your fruitional Dharma practice, includes an interesting aspect, which is to actually feel a sense of weariness towards samsara. Sometimes people get hung up with this. Like, aren't we supposed to see the beauty in everything? Yes. But also what this is talking about, I think will make sense to you in the light of this reasoning, which is the Buddha taught that we suffer because we expect worldly things to give us the deep satisfaction that we long for, that we deeply, intuitively know is there somewhere. But we're looking for it in all the wrong places. And so that's what they mean in terms of having a weariness, a feeling of like disenchantment, of weariness towards materiality, superficial things. Like buying that brand new Porsche is not going to give me the satisfaction that resting in the nature of my own luminous, beautiful mind will give me, right? So it's just that kind of malleability of mind. In a sense, we're sort of like, with maturity, we realize, God, I used to think those things would make me happy. I mean, your 18-year-old son said that just the other day, Milo. Remember? He's like, I realized buying this and that, it's not going to make me happy. And it was like, he's 18. And I'm so glad to see him like celebrating that he had this realization that these things that he thought for a while they would make him happy. Then he realized they didn't. And now he knows that, and then now he applies that for the rest of his life. Smart kid. He's not really a kid. He's 6'4". He's a big kid. 6'5". I said 6'5", and you're like, no, 6'4". Anyway, now he's saying he's 6'5". Super tall guy. So he's not a kid anymore. And he was just on The Price is Right today. He's a really funny kid. Okay, so Yeah, maybe he'll find his meaning and the price is right. Maybe that will give him his ultimate satisfaction. Okay, so then also valuing this precious human life, right? Not wasting it. Now, this is so important, especially the youngins in the room. Don't waste your time and don't waste this precious life that's been given to you, right? You have an intellect. Like you can listen to the teachings and contemplate them, put them into practice. Not everybody can do that. Your ears work, your eyes work, your faculties are online. Don't waste it. You live in a free country for now. You know, you could practice the Dharma. You're not in a war-torn region. You're not in prison. You're healthy. We have relative comfort and means. We have all these conditions to practice, and yet, well, we think of every other excuse to not get out of bed in the morning, not to do it. So don't waste this precious human life. And then another aspect of having a workable mind is cultivating bodhicitta. And we've talked a lot about this compassionate aspiration to be of benefit in the world. Bodhicitta. Bodhicitta. And there's the relative aspect that we cultivate, which is concerned with all beings, right? Including ourselves. Compassion, cultivating compassion, karuna. But then there's the ultimate bodhicitta aspect, which is concerned more with wisdom, prajna, wisdom into the nature of our mind, the nature of reality, the wisdom that realizes emptiness. That is prajna or prajna. And that is synonymous, that is ultimate or absolute bodhicitta. So wisdom and compassion, the two wings of the bird to enlightenment. So cultivating these qualities, workable mind. Can I just finish suitable conditions in a couple minutes? Are you okay with that? Okay, the third aspect of the three principal causes, the third and last one, is to have suitable conditions in your life. And I touched on some of those already. The three outer conditions are having food, shelter, and spiritual friends. Food, shelter, and sangha. Sangha, community of like-minded practitioners. Because those people buoy us up when we're feeling low, when we need help. Community. Thich Nhat Hanh said the next Buddha is the Sangha. I think it is really true. We turn towards each other. We turn towards each other for support, for inspiration. And so there is a saying, actually, that the Sangha is half of the spiritual practice. Half of the spiritual practice is engaging with good spiritual friends. Some of them will challenge us too, right? So we get to practice patience, forbearance, compassion, understanding, but also love, understanding, yeah. Then the three inner conditions are faith, but that's more like, the word is depa in Tibetan, and faith is not a great translation. It actually is closer to confidence, like having confidence in the teachings, in your capacity to see the teachings to their fruit, their end. So faith, aka confidence, is one inner condition. Another one is intelligence, being sharp, being clear-headed, able to discern and listen and integrate the teachings. And then enthusiastic effort is a way to translate it. Zeal is another word, but like exerting yourself, but not because you should, but because you want to. So discipline, effort, enthusiastic effort. That's the third aspect of this inner condition. So if they're available to you, I'll wind up in this way. If these aspects are available to you, then take joy in that and pray that they be available to others too. It's a common Lojong approach. Don't just keep them for yourself. If you've got something good, rejoice in that. And then make a prayer. May others feel this too. May others have what I have. May others have safety and these other conditions as well. On the other hand, if these are not available to you, then they say meditate on compassion for others and take on yourself the deficiency that all beings experience in these primary elements. So let me just say, it's not like you take on everybody's stuff and weigh yourself down in that way. But what it is that if you don't have good circumstances, if you're feeling in some way you're suffering or ill, or you don't have what I've just listed, the approach is that you're not alone in that. And you say, may I move through and heal or come out of this hardship? Yes, may that happen. But may it also, my suffering, may it also serve to relieve the suffering of others. I've talked about that in light of illness. May, when I'm ill, when I'm sick, may I extend this process of my own healing to encompass a broader prayer. May I help to heal not just my body, but may my healing also carry and help to heal the countless beings who suffer in the same way that I'm suffering. It's an interesting thing that maybe you need to chew on this week and come back with some questions next week about, because it's deep, but it's also something that should be meditated on, not just intellectualized. So I challenge you to think about and feel and then integrate and meditate on some of these points, especially these last two. If you've got it, good, dedicate it for everybody. If you don't have it, what do you do with that? Are you bitter? Or can you be like, wow, may this help to make me a stronger practitioner, more mature human being, more compassionate and empathetic, and may I also help to heal the woes of the world in some way. You don't even have to know how. You just make that prayer. Okay? All right, let's dedicate the merit for the benefit of all beings everywhere. Sarva Sattva, all the wandering beings, the ocean of samsara. May we in some way be of benefit through our practice, through our behavior, our words. We dedicate the merit for the benefit of all beings. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful evening. Enjoy tea if you'd like. There's tea in the lobby. And again, we're here next week. And I think the week after, we're just not here New Year's Eve and Christmas Eve. Okay. I'll stay here. If you want to introduce yourself, the new folks, you can do that. Or if you have a question, you can come up. Good night.